Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is Dark Season 2 Episode 1. So Season 1 was great. I'm very excited to jump into Season 2 now. Where we left off, Jonas had been flung into the future, into 2052, and my little theory I've had in between watching the episode and recording this is earlier in the show we were told to not think of things in pairs, not to think of things duistically, good and evil, past and present, don't think of things in pairs of two. And we saw there it was Helga and Jonas who touched, and then I thought they were going to swap places, but they didn't. So my little theory is maybe there was a third person involved there that we didn't see. Helga went to where Jonas is. Jonas went to where this third person is, and this third person went back to where Helga is. So maybe this third person went from 52 to 53, and we just didn't see any of that. I'm very excited to learn about the people of 2052 as well. If there's anyone related to anyone we know, Jonas's kid, Bartosz's kid, have Magnus and Francesca had a kid? There's a lot of people that could be related here. Another timeline, another set of families to discover perhaps. So before we jump into this, be sure to check out the Patreon page. Over there you can find 1 week early access, so you can get episode 2 right now. You can also find polls so you can vote for what's next. And you can find a full-length timer-based version of this where you just sync up your own footage and you can watch along with me. So yeah, let's just jump right in. Ooh, okay. Yeah, the abyss gazes back into you. Has someone seen the abyss? Seen the black hole? Oh, okay. When the tunnel was being built, 1921. Okay. Who is this?
Sic mundus creatus est. Und so ist die Welt erschaffen.
The world is created. Oh, he's got the tattoo, but on his front, not. Does he have it on the back as well?
Adam sagt, dass alle Dinge so passieren müssen, wie sie schon immer passiert sind.
Adam. Noah and Adam, okay. Both religious figures.
Und die Hölle auf Erden hat ein Ende.
Manchmal frage ich mich, ob das Paradies und die Hölle nicht ein und dasselbe sind.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say that one and the same, okay.
Adam hatte recht.
You don't believe? Yeah. Is he going to kill him for losing faith?
Ich habe lange auf diesen Moment gewartet. Interessant, dass du es bist.
This guy looks kind of like familiar in a way. I wonder if he's related to someone we know. Guy with the blue eyes. Noah had very blue eyes. Could that be a younger Noah?
Frag ihn, warum dich aufgenommen hat. Und warum dich Noah genannt hat.
Oh, that is Noah. Okay. Yeah, the blue eyes gave it away. So there's someone higher up than Noah called Adam. Is there an Eve as well? And is there a god above Adam and Eve? So is this a timeline that Noah is from? 1921? And it looked like that guy who was criticizing him, he knew this was going to happen. Yeah, he just accepted his fate after losing faith. So yeah, Noah believes in this kind of like sacred timeline, but it's kind of Adam who's in charge. I mean, look at the casting, it's so great. 2020, beginning of the last cycle. Oh, new visuals. I was wondering if there'd be a new opening. Marta. Jonas had a bit longer hair there. Yeah, I guess if he's stuck in the future. There's Noah. That looked like a mural on the top of a church or cathedral or something. More religious imagery. Jonas in a hazmat suit. Another coin. bodies. That said 51 on that tag. There's Claudia. More digging. The scarred back. It was the stranger's back who was scarred, so we'll probably see how Jonas gets those scars, I guess. And then the body through the tunnel. Okay, that's exciting with the new visuals. Is this when they were in their relationship back then? What's he been up to? Oh, he's actually like in his house as well. Still in his bedroom from back then. It looks like some time has passed. They look like wasp nests or something growing. What is that? Yeah, that's that like promised day that something was coming, the beginning of the end that Noah was saying. So like, how did the world become like this, you know? What happened? I've never played it, but it reminds me of Death Stranding. Just the visuals and this big backpack that he's got. There's still conflict happening. Still bringing in some of that yellow to tie it in. Yellow scarf now he's got. Is he stripping the copper for maybe to sell or just use the parts? Even though it's dark and dreary, there are still these like bursts of colour, like the orange that was in that scene as well. They managed to balance it really well, actually having some colour in here too. Yeah, there's like some ash in the air. There isn't something in the air, is there? That's why he's covering his mouth. Okay, he's using the bunker as well. He must have tried crawling back through the cave, right? There must be some reason that doesn't work now, because that's only connecting those 3 timelines, isn't it?
Mein Name ist Claudia Tiedemann. Ich bin eine der wenigen Überlebenden der Apokalypse vom 27.
Oh, it happens on June 27th.
ausgelöst hat. Aber das Gottespartikel. Wenn wir es stabilisieren können.
The God Particle, okay.
Zurück in die Vergangenheit. Vielleicht können wir sie retten. Alle.
So yeah, Claudia was trying to avoid all of this? Okay.
Aufgewacht, Langschläfer. Die erste Sommerferienwoche ist eingeläutet und es konnte kein besseres Badejahr.
More people missing in half a year. Oh wow, yeah, imagine how that affects everyone.
Gibt es weiterhin keine Hinweise auf ihren
So Charlotte hasn't told anyone that she knows Ulrich is in the past. Because Ulrich's been stuck there for 6 months.
Wenn ich ehrlich bin, machen mir ihre Werte Sorgen. Wir sollten sie wieder stationär behandeln.
Oh, the cancer.
Kein Geheimnis verbergen kann. Denn wessen Lippen schweigen, der schwätzt mit den Fingern.
Wallace still got his eye patch.
Und ich bin Clausen, Leiter der Sonderkommission Winden und ab heute zuständig für die ungelösten vermissten Fälle des letzten.
Okay, Charlotte's been demoted or something? Or they're working together, like an outside team coming in.
Verborgenen Wegen an die Oberfläche gebracht haben.
Charlotte's definitely not revealing all the stuff she knows about the time travel then.
6 Menschen, seit Monaten vermisst. Und das schicken sie uns? Eine Person? Und die Frau, die...
Yeah, they've all lost trust in her. The thing is, she actually kind of knows.
10 Menschen, die einen Elefanten aus 10 unterschiedlichen Richtungen betrachten, werden über seine Form und Beschaffenheit.
Ah, new perspective they're getting in.
Der denselben Elefanten aus diesen 10 unterschiedlichen Perspektiven betrachtet, wird danach in der Lage sein,
You need to see the whole picture.
Über die Ermittlungen, meine ich?
Nicht mit uns.
Wir sitzen rum und warten.
Oh, everyone looks a bit older, yeah. I guess all the actors are.
Genauso wenig wie vor 8 Monaten. Manchmal denke ich, es wäre besser, sie wären tot.
Just to have the closure to know what happened to them.
Wo musst du denn hin?
Elisabeth bei einer Freundin abholen. Ich rufe dich später an, okay?
Was there a bit of distrust there? I know the way she like turned her back to him when she checked her phone. He didn't get to see what the message was. Yes, he's following her. Okay. She's got some maps or something. Ooh. Yeah, you can see there's like a blast zone around it almost. Oh, they fully walled it off. Okay. Probably too much radiation. Waller as well. Okay, yeah, everyone who was like caught in the main blast. There's always that dilemma of how you like seal off radiation, you know. You put a big sign where if in the future someone can't read the sign, you just leave all the spikes. They had a few languages written there. Martha as well. Didn't see Bartosz. This is almost recreating. We had these same shots with Jonas, didn't we? In like episode 1 or one, few of the episodes. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that blue bike, I remember that all that time ago where Jonas found that bike. That's Bartosz's bike. Okay.
Also, das war's denn jetzt?
I am feeling like a bit of a bump in the production quality as well. Got the shallow depth of field here.
Sehen uns doch kaum noch. Du bist irgendwie anders. Ich hab...
Whoa, what with everything his mum's going through as well, losing your best friend. Oh, does she not know?
Was mit mir los ist? Verdammte Scheiße, meine Mutter stirbt. Das
Okay. She does.
Die kann ich dir nicht erzählen,
Warum
okay?
denn nicht?
Ich kann einfach nicht.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, all the stuff with Noah, yeah, yeah.
Meine Mutter ist verrückt und interessiert sich einen Dreck für mich. Und du willst mir gerade von deiner Scheiße erzählen, oder was?
Everyone in the town's dealing with something at this point. So does Bartosz have a role in the explosion, you know? Is that all part of Noah's plan?
In 6 Tagen wird unser Meiler endgültig vom Netz gehen. Für uns alle ein Einschneiden.
Okay. Didn't this actually happen in Germany? Germany closed down a lot of its nuclear power plants at one point.
Lassen Sie es uns die letzten 6 Tage im Geiste der Gemeinschaft mit Leben erfüllen.
We see Jonas in one of those hazmat suits in the OP, don't we? But yeah, I swear it was either Germany or France where they closed down a lot of their nuclear facilities, and then the energy crisis that's happening at the moment is really they're really struggling because of it, having to import energy.
Alles auf Bodenniveau wird sowieso nicht angerührt und später Teil der grünen Wiese. Die Strahlung der Fässer wird auf die frühere Nutzung des Beckens zurückgeführt werden.
The thing is, the power plant is like the main source of income for most of the town, isn't it? So many people are hired by it. Oh, turning it on herself. Look at the state of her, though. Hi, Mum. This is a stranger before the stranger died? Or did he survive that? What happened before when he got played into Claudia's trap?
Bin gleich am ersten Tag damit in den Graben gefahren. Hab mir den Arm aufgeschlitzt. Hier.
Oh, he's got proof it's him.
Geregnet, weißt du noch? Opa und Doja wollten mich mitnehmen im Auto. Du hast gesagt...
Oh, yeah. Her and the dad.
Meine gelbe Jacke.
Does she remember that? she must think she's going crazy as well.
Als wäre der Teppich der Welt ein Geflecht von unendlichen Fäden.
Leaving a letter.
Jeder an seinem Platz.
Okay, so she's been the one mapping it out. She's been mapping it out herself.
Du hast deinen ersten Schritt getan. Adam wird stolz auf dich sein.
Okay, that's 21. The chapel being built.
Es geht vorbei.
Does he know that it's him? Like, does the younger version know that it's the older version of him?
Woher wissen wir, was richtig und was falsch ist? Was gut und was böse ist.
Yeah, so it could be Adam who's evil and is manipulating Noah. Noah believes he's doing the right thing. Are those bodies, or they kind of look like mannequins? I think I recognize him, but I think I recognize the actor maybe? Has he been in anything? Okay, more future characters.
Niemand darf die Todeszone betreten. Jeder Versuch wird mit dem Tod bestraft.
Elizabeth?
Wir sind die Zukunft. Sigmundus Creatus Est.
Sigmundus Creatus Est. They're all in with the Noah and Adam's ideology. Sigmundus Creatus Est.
Wo warst du?
Does she know that this is Jonas? How much do they know about the time travel?
Alle sind schon tot. Meine Familie, meine Freunde. Alle sterben in 6 Tagen. In meiner Zeit, verstehst du?
Yeah, he's only got 6 days in this time because it's only the 33-year period, isn't it? Oh my god, the casting.
Sie sind hier geboren?
Mein Großvater ist hier geboren. Ich bin bei ihm aufgewachsen.
Tannhaus is her grandmother.
Er hatte sich verwählt.
Haben Sie die Nachricht noch?
Nein.
Natürlich nicht.
Yeah, she's being investigated herself. Well, she's she's on this search for Mikkel as well. What if she follows Ulrich into 53?
Ein endloser Kreislauf aus Leben und Sterben. Wo liegt der Ursprung?
This is Adam talking.
Und er hat keinen Verdacht geschöpft. Er war schon immer naiver Natur.
Okay. Really disfigured face.
Die Apokalypse, sie muss geschehen. Hast du Zweifel?
So he wants the apocalypse to happen.
Was macht man mit einem toten Wald, damit neue Bäume wachsen?
Was his face made like that because of what happened?
Es bleibt nicht mehr viel Zeit. Die fehlenden Seiten aus dem Buch. Du musst sie finden.
Missing pages of the book, okay. Oh, he waited all that time to see who the letter was for. Oh, okay. That looked like a thicker envelope with money, maybe. So she's tied into it a bit more. We never actually got to see what was in the barrels when the stranger opened them up before.
Zieh dich doch schon mal aus.
You're just not gonna question her?
Aber wo ist Jonas? Wo ist mein Jonas?
There's like a little mark on his neck. Was Jonas gonna be hanged at one point?
Ich habe sie nur geschlossen. Deswegen ist er immer noch dort.
Okay, so this is the stranger that tried to close the passage.
Um dem Ganzen ein Ende zu setzen.
The list of characters that know is growing and growing. Okay, like 2 gods blowing on the world. Oh, there was Adam? I thought I saw Bartosz there as well. Oh, Noah. Yeah, because she met Noah. Is there anyone else there? Okay. I saw the younger Noah at the bottom there. There was a woman next to him. Might be some faces I didn't recognize.
Ich möchte, dass Sie bei den Interviews auf kleinste Abweichungen in den Aussagen achten. Jedes Detail ist wichtig.
Does he know that she's hiding something then? Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't need the title card for this timeline, do you? Just tell instantly. Red and blue? That's not different factions out here, is it? There's like a father and son on the coin. I want to see the other side of the coin. Where's that coin from?
Was ist das?
Das ist von Papa. Polizeiunterlagen.
Whole family's gonna be investigating, maybe?
Eine Tür. In den Höhlen?
Die führt zum Kernkraftwerk.
The thing is, that door, I don't know if that's the right door to be looking for. I don't think I've seen anyone go through that door, but I don't know if the door to the other timelines is like behind that one. Okay. How much has Noah told him? I mean, like, if Bartosz knows about the apocalypse that's coming, he's definitely going to be like carrying that weight. Is that some of the weight he's been carrying that he was talking to Marta about? Yeah, he seems unsure. Okay. Waller's in on that action as well? Or was he just investigating?
Ruf mal wieder bei Mama an. Okay?
Oh. Siblings. Okay, I can kind of see it, yeah. Look at that. Okay.
Ciao.
Does Waller know what it is? What's in the barrels? Yeah, so Adam's there as well in that photo.
1921 Sic Mundus Creatus Est.
It seems like this cult, the Sic Mundus Creatus Est. Anyone else in that photo? Oh, the logo at the back. Wait, was that Peter right in the background? Back middle? Okay, burying the barrels. Not all of the barrels can be radioactive though, because we saw the stranger just open one so easily. It's all happening again. This younger version of Noah does look a bit like Magnus as well. I wonder if there's anything there. I heard that noise. I thought, is there something happening other side of the fence? Oh, he's got a little hole. Okay. Has he been slowly digging his way through? Or did he just find this entranceway? Oh, yeah, radiation. Detecting that. Yeah, it's just these little pops of colour, you know? The pop of yellow. It works so well. Okay, that's the main chamber. Where they're filling it over with concrete though. Ooh! So someone has been here. Look into the abyss looks back. Okay. What is that? Is that a black hole? Is that a tangle? It's like a tangled web of stuff. isn't it? What? Gonna end there, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so there we have Dark, episode 1 of season 2. Starting off, catching right back up where we left with Jonas in the future. It has been a good 6 months now, and I've just realized that means, you know, I'm referring to each timeline by the year, but it's actually wrong now, because when I say 2019, they're actually in 2020. So I'm guessing 2052, where Jonas was, is actually 2053 now. So when I say 53, usually I just say 53 to refer to 1953. That might be a bit confusing now, but I'm hoping you can understand what I mean from the context of what I'm saying, what timeline I am talking about. And because these timelines, you know, they're all kind of running parallel with each other, meaning that because there's 6 days till the apocalypse in 2020, Jonas only has 6 days to try and get back to stop it from happening, which I'm guessing, I don't know, does he? Maybe not, because then he wouldn't obviously become the stranger. So I feel like maybe he won't fulfill it in that timeline, and he has to wait another 33 years to have another chance, and then if he messes up that chance, he has to wait another 33 years to get the chance to do it, you know? Will we maybe see that's what the stranger ends up doing, and the stranger has to wait another 33 years, and there'll be like an old man, Jonas/stranger, that is still trying to stop this apocalypse. So it seems like Noah was actually trying to have the apocalypse happen, and it is in the best interest of this Sigmundus Creatus S society cult that is run by this new Adam character. It seems like their goal is for the apocalypse to happen for some reason, and that means that maybe whatever Claudia was doing last episode didn't actually work, because she is trying to prevent them from doing that. But it could also be the case that, you know, they both kind of have their both opposing timelines and things they want to happen, and she was manipulating the stranger into fulfilling this time loop. But that means that what she had done there, how she had manipulated the stranger, it didn't actually work, and the apocalypse did actually happen. So the Sigmundus Creatus S cult, they actually got what they wanted. And we see in the far future with Elizabeth there, we see all of them chanting that same thing. They all do it. So either they want the apocalypse to happen because after the apocalypse a lot of people fall into this ideology, and that means they can have power. Is that kind of what we're going for here? Adam is just after power, perhaps. And then this cult, Sigmundus, it is Sigmundus Creatus S, this is how the world is created. So is it like they are trying to create a new world? You have to destroy the world so you can create it anew. Is that what they're doing in 2052 when this apocalypse has happened, and then they're going to try and rebuild after while they are in power so they can be the new world leaders, essentially? Is that like the whole goal here? That's maybe what I'm imagining. You can't ignore the religious context here with Adam being the head. Will there be an Eve, his partner? And then there's Noah below them. Will there be any other, you know, religious figures here? Will there be someone who is like a Judas who betrays them? Will there be, I don't know, there's a lot of like figures from the Bible that could show up here. They're using them almost as like code names, you know? And I am wondering with Adam now, where does he originate? For me, I feel like he originates in the future. I just kind of get that vibe that because it seems like he knows so much, you know, he knows this apocalypse is happening, he's trying to make it happen. It seems like he might be from like 52, from 2052, because he sees himself in power at some point, but when he is talking to Noah, we don't really have any context from when that takes place, but it looks like it's happening in that chapel that we saw in 1921, so or 1920. So I don't know if, maybe Adam is from 52, but is all the way back, because now we have 5 timelines. We have 1920, 1953, 1986, 2019 and 2052, although all of them are like bumped up 1 year now because those 6 months have passed, but those are the timelines that we're working with now. It seems like the 1920 they're going to keep quite simple. I hope, at least for now, they keep that timeline quite simple. We've only really seen the younger Noah, that guy who was part of the cult that he killed off, and then Adam potentially in that like timeline there. It could also be a cool thing if like somehow this chapel that they're in kind of exists out of time, like it is this third realm or this other like parallel universe, or like it exists kind of out of time as a wave where they can just sit and observe everything. That'd be really cool. It just seems like Adam, he has all of this knowledge. He's almost like this observer pulling the strings from afar. He's either like in the far future watching all of this happen, or he could really be anywhere doing this, I guess. I was thinking back to when they say, when is Mikkel? I was thinking like, oh, where is he in the timeline? When is he? When is Adam? When is Mikkel? I'm not quite sure there, but I don't know if it matters too much yet. I imagine he is probably in a place, it feels like, because he's such this like big bad, this hidden figure, it seems like wherever he is, it is in a place where he is like untouchable from the rest. It's only Adam that can get to him and whoever else is in this like society that they have, because there was someone else who walked in the room when Adam and Noah were talking, and they said, oh, it's time. It seemed like he was about to go give a speech to all of his subjects or something, I don't know how big this cult is wherever in the timeline that it is, but it seems, far future in 2052, a lot of people believe in it. And we also saw in 1920 the guy who had the tattoo on the front of his chest, he is obviously part of that cult too. Noah has it on his back. So does everyone that's part of this society have this tattoo? Are there any clues that a character we might know might have a tattoo? Suddenly a character takes off a shirt, and what do you know that Ulrich has the tattoo on his back? Obviously that's just an example. I don't think Ulrich is part of it, but maybe I'll keep an eye out for tattoos and things. Speaking of Ulrich, we actually didn't get anything of him this episode. There's so much going on, they sometimes have to simplify things, so I'm okay with, them skipping him for an episode. It seems like they've done that a bit in season 1 as well, where they will leave something off and then they won't address it in the next episode, but the episode after they will address it. So we still actually haven't caught up with him, but we know that Charlotte knows, and Charlotte and Peter must know, because now they're like both working together. They both found this photo of Noah, but I really wonder what is going on with Ulrich, because I thought he'd be back by now. I really wasn't expecting this 6-month time skip, but that means he has basically been in prison for 6 months, and that means like how much information do the people in 53 actually know? What does Egon make of all of this? They obviously maybe just think he's like a madman, like who is this guy? Is he saying he's from the future? Maybe he's just keeping it all a secret, but everything is basically framed on Ulrich, all these missing boys, And if Helga somehow ends up there, Helga could testify and say, yeah, this is the guy that attacked me, Obviously Helga at the moment is in 86 in the bunker, which we haven't caught up on yet as well. That's another thing we haven't caught up on yet. So Peter and Charlotte working together, they're both in the bunker, piecing things together. They find this photo of Noah. On the photo, I did think I saw Peter, but it's a very quick glimpse, and I want to try and avoid pausing and like really analyzing stuff now, because I feel like that can give some stuff away. Like when we had like Noah's version of the family portraits, and there was like a photo of the younger version of Noah, and then there was a woman next to him. I didn't quite see her enough. I don't know if that is someone important or like could that be a sibling of Noah or a partner of Noah? You know, there's a lot of things that could tie into each other. We had some new relations revealed this episode. Waller and Bernadette are siblings. I've always referred to Waller as just Waller, but now his sister Bernadette, so her name is Bernadette Waller, so I need to learn what Waller's first name is actually. But then she was actually in ownership of the truck that had all of the nuclear waste on it. We never saw what was in those barrels, but why was she in ownership of that? Or did she just like stumble across the key and it was abandoned there or something, you know? I think that truck was abandoned there by Alexander, if I remember correctly. But that's interesting. Waller and Bernadette may be playing a bigger part in this than I thought, so I think I'll definitely add them to my family tree now. And there's a few more things here, like I wasn't quite sure what the relation with Tannhaus and Charlotte was, but it seems like it is Charlotte is granddaughter to Tannhaus, which is very cool. So Charlotte's maiden name was probably Charlotte Tannhaus before she married Peter. You know, there's a few things that can be given away by maiden names then, you know. But that's really interesting. I don't know how much that will actually like play into things. Like, can she research into her grandfather and figure out he is part of all of this, invented the time machine? You know, if she can look through all of her old stuff, if she has any objects that he owned, could she even just like find a time machine or look through her grandfather's stuff and find blueprints for a time machine and more information? That seems like that could be possible if she starts delving into that side even more, you know. We do also see with Charlotte, you know, the people have lost faith in her. It has been like a year since Eric went missing and like 6 months since everyone else went missing, and there's been no leads. She obviously has been investigating and finding out a lot of stuff. She just can't reveal it because it's so fantastical and unbelievable to people of the town. There's no like public thing she can say that will convince them. I feel like she needs to have every single puzzle piece solved before she can reveal the time travel, if she even ever will reveal that, you know. But we have this new investigator coming in, heading up this task force, but it seems like it's literally just him. He didn't bring another task force with him, but it definitely seems like from the way he was talking with Charlotte, he is almost investigating Charlotte himself and maybe can tell that she is hiding something, you know. What he's speaking about, he was saying, you know, make sure people, you analyze the way they speak so you can tell if they may be lying or omitting things. And if he's saying that to her, that means he's probably applying that to her as well. So he realizes Charlotte is not giving him all of the information, which she's right not to do so at this point, you know, with all the time travel stuff. I do wonder if this investigator Clausen, if he will actually, you know, maybe follow her, find the bunker, join in on all of this, or will he just be this kind of blockade that's getting in the way of her doing her investigation even more, her like underground investigation. There was also with Bernadette is working with Francesca for some reason. It was just like exchanging money for an envelope, it looks like, but I'm not quite sure there. I don't know if that is just something to do with the drug dealings or if there is something more there, because it seemed like they were like exchanging information. They're like working with each other for some reason, but then Magnus saw all of that and has this distrust in her now. But then he like attempted to approach Bernadette and talk about it, but I don't know, got scared. I don't know why he like ran away there and didn't actually interrogate her about what that was about, but he didn't. He ended up just leaving, and Bernadette just thought it was like a potential client that she didn't get, I guess. So we have Hannah with the gun again. I was always wondering, you know, what was her purpose? What was she intending to do with the gun? My theory was either take out Ulrich or Katerina, but you know, Katerina is still about, so maybe it was to take out Ulrich, but now Ulrich hasn't been there for 6 months, so she never had that opportunity. And you can see, you know, the state that she's in. She's really disheveled. She's really, you know, just going through it. You know, pointed it to herself. I don't think she would actually have pulled it in that moment, but that's just showing that she is considering it. You know, she's lost her husband, she's now lost her son, she's lost the man she was having an affair with, who she has been in love with all of this time. She has like nothing left truly. But then the stranger shows up, reveals himself, so she knows about the time travel now. But that was a really great touching moment there. Them reuniting, that was a really great moment. And although Hannah, you know, she's not the most likable character at this point, you can still get that connection, that emotional connection there. That was a really hard-hitting moment. So I wonder if the stranger here, you know, he's revealed himself as Jonas to her, but will he also tell her about Mikkel and Michael and everything he knows? Or, you know, how much will he actually tell her? Or is he just telling her enough to comfort her at this point? And yeah, this is, you know, the first time in 33 years he's actually been able to see his mum too, which is crazy on his end as well. We got a lot more of Bartosz this episode. Obviously, Regina, her condition has worsened a lot in these last 6 months. We had all of the pieces set for that with her breast cancer, but yeah, it seems like she'd been undergoing chemotherapy for a while, and they were saying she's going to go back on it. But then Bartosz, he's got this burden, Bartosz's burden, where he was talking to Marta about it, about you know, there's so many things I can't tell you. I thought that was just about the cancer, but it's mainly about what he's getting up to with Noah. Noah has told him a lot of information. Noah is like manipulating him. I do really wonder how much he's letting Bartosz know, what Bartosz thinks of all of this. You know, he seems very hesitant. It feels like Bartosz might be helping cause this apocalypse that's going to happen. I do wonder how the apocalypse happens. It's obviously something to do with the power plant, but they like put away all of the radioactive material, or what I assume is, and they you know, sealed it away. So what actually causes whatever it is that happens that causes the end of the world, you know? Is it that radiation interacting with the cave system underneath, where there is this like wormhole connection between the timelines? Is that how it happens, or is there something else that goes on there? And I can really relate to Bartosz there, because obviously his secret was to do with Noah, not to do with Regina's cancer. But like from the ages of 14 to 18, my mum had breast cancer, and my parents, well, they told me not to tell anyone, but back then they just meant it as don't tell anyone, because they didn't want like there to be like school ground rumors and maybe me to be picked on because of it or something like that, you know. They didn't want it to be like super widely known, but I kind of misinterpreted that, and it became this burden for me where I didn't tell anyone. Like, none of my friends at school knew. The only people at my school who knew were their head teacher and one of my other teachers, and that was it. And it was like this burden for me to carry that I didn't even, you know, they hadn't intentionally done that. They meant don't like make it this big thing at the school. You know, they would have been fine with me telling my actual close friends, but I never did, because I'd internalized like the wrong message from what they'd said. But I definitely relate to that, him carrying this burden. It makes Bartosz a lot more relatable here to me, and like he's definitely being manipulated by Noah somehow because of all of this. It could be the case where Noah is saying, you can do this to save your mum, to save Regina. That could be like a real malicious way for him to be manipulating him like that. But it seems like maybe Bartosz is a key part of this. Why would they be manipulating him specifically? Or maybe they just do need just someone who can act like as a tool for them. It just seems like he is going to play a big part in whatever the apocalypse explosion thing is. And then we have, you know, the future, which is the consequence of this explosion, of this apocalypse. We see all of the graves. I actually tried to remember exactly who each of the graves was. I think Bartosz was one of the graves, so spoiler warning, he dies, I guess. But, you know, that all happens. And then in the future, at the end, we see Jonas goes into like the main reaction chamber, and there's this thing, this black hole. It almost looks like it looked like almost tentacles like wrapping all around it. Like, are those tentacles like timelines representing things or something? You know, what actually is this ball? Because it's not shown as the traditional depiction of like a black hole, like you see in like Interstellar, where it's got the like halo ring around it and everything. It's not that like traditional black hole. It's got this like almost energy core in the middle, and this like black material that almost looks like venom, a symbiote like wrapping around it, and it's kind of amorphous, always shifting. So I really like, what actually is that? What is that object that we see there? This like black hole, black ball. Is it like, it feels like it could almost be like an explosion that is like contained and is waiting to explode, like a big bang waiting to happen, and the black stuff around it is like containing it. But also, if this is like a black hole or something, does it only exist in this 52 timeline, or does it exist in all of them simultaneously? You know, is it this object that is not bound to the bounds of time, or is it like just specifically here at this moment? And what would potentially happen if Jonas interacts with it somehow? Obviously he's got his like Geiger meter, he's seen that it's all radioactive in here, so there is actually radioactive stuff in this room, and the radioactiveness, I don't think it is like completely a farce, and it's probably the case that part of time travel includes radiation, using radioactive material. You know, we had the C137, that was the it was like a uranium isotope or something that they put in the time machine to actually be able to time travel. So, you know, the means of time travel is partially with radioactiveness. I still don't know the power plant, if the power plant was fully just a regular power plant where something went wrong. But there's also like mystery behind it, and like maybe Alexander knew it was going to go wrong and cause all this, or like they were developing the C137 there or manufacturing it there to make time machines. I feel like there still is some secrecy around the power plant. But yeah, like, just what is this object? And like, could Jonas, you know, touch it and be sucked in and spat out in another timeline? That would be really good for him, actually, probably, especially if it just pushes him out at 2020 when the apocalypse happens, so he can stop it. And then finally, there's the question of Adam. You know, I asked, where is Adam? I asked, when is Adam? But who is Adam? Because this show, with how interconnected everything is, there is probably a strong possibility that Adam is someone we know. And because his face is so burnt and disfigured, it could be anyone. Obviously, his motivation doesn't line up with a lot of people, but we see like Noah influencing the younger version of Noah. Could this Adam actually be an even older version of Noah that got somehow burnt and disfigured? I kind of made the assumption that he was burnt in the explosion, whatever this apocalypse explosion is. Is there a possibility that it is Bartosz? Because it feels like he's being manipulated into maybe causing this apocalypse and explosion, and he gets caught in that, and it is like this self-fulfilling prophecy that Adam gets Noah to influence Bartosz, who then becomes Adam later on. I feel like it probably is someone we know. You know, it could be an outsider, but I just don't feel like that's the case. I don't think it is actually Noah, just because of the eye color. Noah has these very distinctive bright blue eyes that I can't remember Adam actually having. Adam's eyes seemed darker, and Bartosz does have darker eyes, but then I'm trying to think of like who else it could actually be. You know, if it was someone like Ulrich is probably too old, and just the head shape and the way he looks, it doesn't look like it could be Ulrich. And like, what would be the motivation there for actually wanting this apocalypse to happen? It seems very focused on power and just on power. If it was Ulrich and it was somehow Ulrich doing it all to save Mikkel, that would make sense. But I can't see how any of this would save Mikkel, and I can't see how any of this would like change timelines to save anyone. You know, if it was Bartosz to save his mother from the cancer, I can't see how, you know, conforming to this timeline where the apocalypse happens, I can't really see how that would save anyone, you know? So I'm not sure if there's any grander motivation apart from just power. I don't think there's no one else that's like springing to mind. And of course we see some characters who are working with Claudia, and Claudia is kind of working against them, so like that kind of rules out Peter and Trond, and Trond is too old anyway. I feel like Peter might be a bit too old as well. It seems like, although he's disfigured, he does seem much older, like in his 60s or 70s, Adam. So there isn't anyone springing to mind too much apart from that Bartosz theory. But yeah, that's about it. But I feel like because his face is disfigured, it could be hiding an identity from us, and we just don't know who it is yet. Okay, so I think that's everything for this episode. It's been quite a long discussion, but I'm sure I still missed some things. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider leaving a like or a comment. If you really loved it, be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date on all the future uploads. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.